Alright y'all, what's up? So the past week and a half it's been raining non-stop in Southern California, so I've had to cancel a bunch of shoots and I've been going kind of crazy. Just want to go out into the desert and be under the sun and have fun on the motorcycle and all that, but I can't because the rain be holding me down. That makes me depressed. So as I was just sitting here fiddling my thumbs because I was like, I don't know what to do, I have a lot of work to do but I don't want to do any of it, I was like, you know what, I've been getting asked a lot to make Fuji presets with my kind of color grading. So I took the top 8 that I use that I've already made that I've been using for the past 6 months for all my own work, and I just wrapped them up into a big package. So yeah, I'll add a link to the bottom of the description down here just to show you guys where you go to it, and I have some directions. Yeah, maybe I'll walk you through them a little bit right now. We'll go and check it out. So yeah, let me get back to you. Alright y'all, so let's just go through a few of these presets. As you can see, this is the raw photo, 0 adjustments. I underexpose a lot of my shots when I shoot, so I always have to bump up the exposure, but I accounted for that when I was making these. But yeah, let's just start going through these just real quick. You see some of them are really saturated and have a lot, and then others a little more simple. So the For Desert Cinema, that one's my favorite. That's probably my most used preset that I use for my own work, and then the black and white one too. But so let's just click on this one. You can see it looks a little bit washed out, so let's go underexpose this back again. Maybe bump up the contrast. So presets are never a one-stop shop kind of thing. You always need to go and make fine-tune adjustments, basically. Bump up that saturation a little bit. And yeah, so I would do something like that. It looks super 90s and filmic and everything still. It's pretty rad. Let's go and try another photo now. Alright y'all, so here's this shot, and again, as you can see, I underexpose a lot, all the time. I'm just always underexposing. So I always start with just fixing my exposures, and then usually I go into my white balance, but first we'll run through these and start seeing what they do. So you see, in the previous photos, these top 3 were very saturated, but you'll see with this photo, they're not as saturated, they're a little more balanced with it. So it depends on the situation. But let's try this guy real quick. So as you can see, the shadows are very green. They might be a little bit too green. So if it was a little too heavy for your taste, you can always go into your color balance tool, and you can just turn it down a little bit. And you see instantly it's a little more balanced. Another cool thing that you can do is, so you can right click on this and you can do apply to new layer. So when you do that, there's some parts of the preset that doesn't get thrown over to the new layer, but you can just go and apply partially and it will kind of do its own thing still. So that's always an option too. I actually like that more than the standard preset. Let's finish going through the rest. So again, there's one, the second one, third one. Again, my favorite one's the fourth one. 5, I don't know. It's, again, I use all of these for my shots, but number 4 is the one that I use the most. And that black and white, freaking love that black and white. Let's try one other photo. I'll try to find a photo shoot where I had a little more green, a little more grass in it, and see how those looked. Alright guys, so here's another one. There's a little more green in this one. I mean, there's little patches of green. Again, it's been raining out here like crazy, so it's gonna be green for at least a week. That's all the green we get. So I'm gonna go out and try to shoot. But you can see on this one, again, 4 is my favorite. Just works perfectly on every photo. This one actually looks pretty cool, how the highlights have a little bit of a pink hue. Kind of looks like an old Fuji Superior 800 film stock almost. So yeah, you see, very Western. A fun thing you could do, so let's just click on, let's just try this guy. It's a little bit too hot on the exposure, bring that down. So say if you're not into the warm look, you can just go over into your white balance, just bring it down, see what it does. A little bit too much. So see, I think a lot of people would still like that, you know. Mess with the magenta a little bit. It's going to lift up the shadows a little bit. Nah, too HDR looking. Let's lower the exposure a tad bit even more. Just again, I like the dark, heavy saturated, cinematic look. Let's bump up the saturation a little bit. See, so that I would mess with that easily. But again, I like the warm, so I always go over and I crank that warm way up. And that's my jam right there. And you can see I have the grain set up on here. You could add more grain, take away grain. I put in the sharpening effect that I like to do, so you can always reset that and do your own. But yeah, just go in, start exploring everything that I did so you can figure out how exactly I'm doing what I'm doing. Again, the more tools you have for yourself, the better that you get to your own vision. Yeah, the other side of that was I want to inspire people to push their editing a little more and to see what the Fuji files can do and how sharp they can get, because people be hating on Fuji thinking that crop sensor isn't that sharp, but that looks a little bit too sharp to me if you ask me. So yeah guys, as you can see, they're very saturated, but cinematic, kind of westerny looking. I'm even shocked that people are even asking me to sound my presets, because I don't know, I didn't think anyone would like want to use my look. I don't know. But yeah guys, like, go and break through all the settings and adjustments I did and start using those for even your own edits. Even if you love the presets and you want to use them for all your stuff, that's cool. But at the same time, go and explore and create some of your own at the same time, you know? The more you know about how to work the software and creating your vision, the closer you get to making that vision come true. But yeah guys, let me know what you think of them. Again, I'll post a link in the bottom of the description so you can check them out. They're 50 bucks for 8 of them. I think that was pretty fair. Most people, they give you like 5 for like $100, and I think it's insane and ludicrous. So, yeah guys, peace.